So this video is one of a few that are going to be in this series for MonkeyShred's £100 or 100 quid bike challenge. So it's basically just a cheap bike build-up. There are a few restrictions, like you have to factor in parts bin cost. So you can't just nick anything out of your parts bin and say it's free, because that's ridiculous, pretty ridiculous. There are a couple of rules that I don't really know as of yet. I'll ask Mark and then see sort of what everyone else thinks as well. So this is the bike that I picked up. I grabbed it for 26 New Zealand dollars. So 100 quid converts to roughly 197 New Zealand dollars. So I have quite a fair bit of budget really. So I grabbed this Avanti Aggressor, which is a Kiwi built, sweet homegrown old bike for this challenge. It's an old 26-inch mountain bike. This one has an NZ built sticker on it, so I'm going to presume that this is a NZ built one. So it came with Dior LX components on it, the Zoom Brahma bar. A lot of it is quite crusty. The front spokes definitely need replacing. The rears probably will last a few rides. I might just give those an oil bar, depending on my budget. There is quite a bit of surface rust. It looks like some pitting at some of the welds there, and then by the non-drive side rear dropout. So hopefully that's not too bad. I'm hoping that it doesn't fall apart when I take it on its ride. So the rim surfaces, they both feel okay. They'll probably need a bit of a clean up, because they feel a little bit scuffed, but they don't feel concaved or anything like that, so they're still good to go. The chain obviously needs replacing. It's just nasty. It's not solid though. Brake pads, they could probably stay. Who knows what they've been into contact with. This bike was off a farm, so that's probably why there's quite a bit of surface rust on it. The skewers also need replacing. The stem has to go. That's dodgy. I don't want to face plant and mess my face up on that. These grips obviously need replacing. I'm thinking of just keeping the Zoom Brahma bar on there. It gives it a bit of a retro vibe. So my goal with this is to do basically a fairly stock rebuild. So I want to just give it a good tidy up. I'm not going to respray it. These shifters will hopefully clean up. A lot of the times they're just sort of stuck with old grease, so the pawl in there ends up getting stuck. If the shifters don't actually come back, I'll just single speed it, because that's a pretty cheap upgrade. Well, upgrade, downgrade, depends how you look at it. This Avanti bottle cage is pretty nice, and it actually comes with one of the original Brahma bar ends. The bike is just borderline my size, so I could ride it, but it's technically too small for me. So I'm going to start going over a list and chalk up, see how much it's going to cost me. If I've got the money, I'll probably put a different seat on, swap it for something else, because I don't like these. The tyres will need replacing. Hopefully the tubes don't, but I can fix those, hopefully, as long as there's not any huge holes in them. Something that I need to find out if it factors in is supplies and stuff for cleaning up the frame. So I'll be using Scotch pads and then probably some rust converter or polish or something like that. So I don't know if that factors in. So we'll start a list. The bike itself cost $26. So these are the things that I'll have to replace. Some of it is kind of optional. I could potentially swap these wheels or sell the hubs and then just throw in some cheaper wheels. The gears are kind of optional. It depends how much budget I have, and then same as spokes. If I've got the budget, I'll just get new spokes front and back, otherwise it'll just be the front. Stem is about the only thing that I need for sure from the parts bin. Tires, I might be able to find some really cheap new ones. So this is where I thought I was at with the budget, but these prices here are actually with shipping, which apparently it's not supposed to be included. So I've got to readjust this list. So this total will come down a little bit. I do need to factor in a couple of things. I need to get a stem price, which I'll probably do on Instagram. I'll ask people what they think a stem should be worth. I've got a couple of stems, so I'll put a photo up. Tires, I just chose the cheapest ones, $30, factored that in. So I can go a little bit nicer because I should have the budget. 100 quid converts to 197 New Zealand dollars. So I've got a little bit of money left there. It doesn't look too bad down there, it just looks dry, so hopefully with a little bit of penetrating oil soaking it gets it out. That's a good sign. And the bolt isn't coming back up, so it's actually loosening the wedge downwards. So, yeah. Too easy. That's pretty much all I needed to know for like the first day of checking it out. The bottom bracket feels okay as well, so in the worst case scenario, if the bottom bracket is stuck, then I'm just going to leave that one in. I will take the seat post out and then throw some penetrating oil down in there just to give me sort of the best chances of getting it out. I don't really need to do that for the challenge, but I do plan on passing this bike on to someone afterwards. So yeah, I try and take the bottom bracket out and then re-grease the threads to make sure that it's going to be like future proof. Pull the stem out and see if, yeah, that sounds about right. Cut the cables. We'll pull the stem out and then we can better feel the headset. It feels okay. It feels dry, but it's not terribly notchy or anything like that, so should be able to use that as well. So that's cool. So I have a couple of stems. I actually have a third one as well. I have a nicer T-bone as well, but I figure that's probably, it's not worth factoring into the budget. So this is a Marin Light stem and this is a T-bone that's in poor condition. So hopefully one of these will come within my budget. I do like the look of this more, but that'll be more into my budget, so not really getting my hopes up. When this video goes up, I'll put a poll or questionnaire in my story to see sort of how much you think one of those stems will cost and which one I should use. It's really going to be just the cheaper one, which I think will be the Rusty T-bone, but also they have like a higher value overall, so we'll see. Thanks. So I've had this bike for a couple of weeks, but I've actually already ordered the bar tape, but I could have used these on the Brahma bar, these grips here. Oh well,